Hi folks, and welcome to my site. I'm Dana Durnford, and May the 20th is Dra Mohammed Day, right? That's a major step in a direction that no one thought we would ever, as a society, see ourselves going. Because Muhammad, or whatever you pronounce it, is a four-letter word for most people, because you can get your head chopped off, you can get lashes, you can get stoned to death, you can get hung, you can get in prison for life, and your whole family can be assaulted and abused and ridiculed, which ridicule we can put up with, but assault, abused, and killed doesn't really tickle anybody's fancies, okay? Like, as a difficult subject, this is a difficult subject, because if you look at Islam, true Islam, you can't compare it to the Catholic Church, the Mormons, the baptism. You can't compare it to any religion, okay? There's no other religion out there that says you should be killed if you criticize or draw a picture of Muhammad, of their prophet. Like, the brainwashing that goes into something like that must be enormous, okay? So you got little kids, 5 and 6 years old, who could recite the Quran, who have read the Quran a few times, but most kids by the time they're 9 or 10 years old have read the Quran at least once. So that's brainwashing, that's indoctrination. That's not normal, okay? We don't see that in any other part of our society. To be that brainwashed, to think that women got no rights. Women got no rights. A 13-year-old girl brings a phone to school, she gets sentenced to 90 lashes in front of her class. Now the whole school is going to hear the screaming and the agony, and those kind of screams from lashes will reverberate forever in all those children's minds. That's the indoctrination, right? Doing it in the school is a surefire way to enforce your rule of law. You got 11 people in Saudi Arabia right now that are on death row for having sex outside of marriage. They're on death row for having sex outside of marriage. What kind of religion is that, okay? What kind of sick and twisted, what kind of demented concept of religion is that? Because someone had sex outside, they should be killed? Because they had sex outside of marriage, they should be killed? Are you people kidding me? You had an 84-year-old lady there last year. She got caught with having 2 men in her house. They were delivering food. But they sentenced her, an 84-year-old lady, to 40 lashes. That defies any kind of common sense, okay? So if you can see why the world doesn't really say, you know, oh, great religion, I can think of several dozen other reasons. Women don't have a right down there. If a married man and a married woman get caught having sex outside of marriage, they'll be stoned to death. They get lashes first, of course. But you think about this, 10 lashes. Most people cannot stand 10 lashes without breaking down. So imagine a 13-year-old girl getting 90. Imagine an 84-year-old. What kind of society would whip an 84-year-old woman for having 2 men deliver food to her house? What kind of mentality do you have to do something like that? Do you really call that a religion? Like, you're so far in the Stone Age that it defies any kind of explanation on my part here. I really don't get the concept that you're going to kill anybody who draws a picture of Muhammad. Like, Muhammad, if your religion is so blind that you're willing to kill people who draw a picture, like, you really got to reevaluate everything that you stand for. There's no compassion in that religion. That's not compassion. How is that compassion? You're going to kill anybody who speaks out against your religion, anybody who questions it, anybody who ridicules it, anybody who draws a picture of it. Your idea of dealing with it is to kill the person. So May the 20th is Dra Muhammad Day, and this kind of got a backlash from South Park, the cowards who pulled the cartoon, which gave everybody a chance for a debate. By pulling that cartoon, you empowered the Islamic nut jobs, okay? And your nut jobs, okay? If you take whipping old ladies and hanging people for having sex outside of marriage and whipping a little girl in the school, in front of all those children, terrorizing, terrifying. That's indoctrination, okay? That's beyond imagination. Okay, don't say I'm picking on you. I pick on everybody, okay? I check my videos about Israel. I pounded the shit out of them, okay? I pound the shit out of Glenn Beck. I pound the shit out of all of these people. Because they deserve it. Because somebody has to speak out. You got everybody cowarding. You got everybody terrified. You got everybody afraid. There's no such thing as debate. No one's allowed to criticize you. Criticizing Islam is not a crime, okay? It's a dialect. It's opening it up. Why do you think that your God is so powerful? What is it He's done for you that is so righteous? Your country is shit. Your standards of living are shit. You live in absolute poverty. The majority of your people will never be able to read or write. You have no concept of freedom. You have no concept of evolution. You want to take a step back. Always go back. Always go back 100 years. Let's go all the way back to when a little book dictated everything in our lives. Well, what about before that book was written? You know, what about before that stupid, idiotic book was written? Yeah, I'm calling the Quran a piece of fucking shit, okay? Because when you target little women, little kids, you say it's okay to marry little kids, you say it's okay to throw acid in women's face if they won't marry the person their parents picked out for them. You won't let people marry out of a religion, or it's a death sentence. That's wrong. No matter which way you try to spin this, no matter how many times you scream it in the streets, no matter how many people you threaten, no matter how many people you whip and lash, no matter how many people you hang and stone to death, it's still wrong. You're not gaining anything. You're not gaining no respect. You're not gaining no understanding. You're not enlightening the world. You're terrifying the world of a dictatorship that can only have control by keeping all the women down. You got to keep all those women down. You got to repress all these women, because if they start speaking out, they get an education, they move into the workforce, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to have a better society. In fact, I would dare to say that if men were able to have kids, you probably would kill all the women right now, wouldn't you? Except for the sex slaves you would catch, you would keep. Like, I'm absolutely heartbroken that you people think you have a society. You think this is the way to go. This is evolution. Is to take over the entire planet and turn it into what? Into what? The Dark Ages again. Because you can't get past a book. Because you were indoctrinated as a child. You were indoctrinated. You were spoon-fed and brain-fed this as a child. You don't got no concept. All you know is that you could use women and abuse women all you want. If there was a woman in Saudi Arabia who was sentenced to jail for being raped, she appealed it, they doubled her time and doubled her lashes. So 6 months in jail and 200 lashes instead of 3 months in jail and 100 lashes. That's horrific. That's barbaric, okay? I don't give a fuck about you or your religion. I care about all those suffering people. I don't give a fuck what religion you are. Excuse my swearing. I care about all those victims. And what I see is hundreds of millions of women and children that are victims to the iron fist of the male-dominated culture. This is about men dominating everybody in their culture. This is about men being kings of the castle and nobody else having a word in. How twisted of a society do you think the rest of the world looks at you and says, Islam? You can whip children, you can whip old women, you can hang people for having sex. You really got to take a deep, deep, deep look. You got to take a deep look, folks. You can't carry on as a society in this way. This is not acceptable, okay? And for those Muslims that are not into Sharia law, I'm not even sure how you pronounce it 100%, they want to dominate you. They want you in that law. Yeah, you might be a easygoing Muslim right now. They get their way, you will be under their iron fist. Okay? Anyway, it makes me sick. I watch the video clips of women with acid thrown in their face. I watch the video clips of people getting stoned to death, mostly women. Getting stoned to death for having sex outside of marriage. You twisted fucking bags of shit. You're fucking sick, man. I watched those videos. That's probably one of the hardest things I had to do. Absolutely broke my heart. And I'm not going to lie. I had tears in my eyes watching that. That made me make this video, okay? It's those cruelties that are going to make more people like me make videos. Criticizing Islam is not a crime. Anyway, best wishes to you and your loved ones.